Good morning. This is lunchtime with Ling Ling. But it's not lunchtime. Today it's breakfast time. I just want to do this public service announcement sponsored by me. I got out and voted this morning, and I just want to talk to people out there in your area, wherever you are. Please get out and vote. It's very important. I know a lot of people say, "Well, my vote really don't count. They really don't count. It doesn't mean anything." But really, it does. I mean, whether they count your vote or not, at least you know in your heart when that official is elected, then you had an active part in it, whether your vote counted or not. So I suggest everybody go out and vote this morning. We're in the midterm elections, and in the next couple of years we'll be voting for a new president. So let's get out there and vote and boot these people out the door. Please, let's get these people. They don't want to really be there. They just want to do what they want to do when they do get there. And if you don't want to be there, because it shows you don't want to be there, because you're not helping anyone but yourself. How about that? Because if you really wanted to help the world, you would do better. You would do much better. I know when we were going through the hardest of COVID, I know people in Canada and stuff, they were getting about maybe 8,000, 3,500 to 8,000 a month to help. And we only got those last few checks at the end. That's sad. That's sad. You send all this money to these different countries, and to me, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. You say you don't have the money, but then you'll send $35 billion here, $45 billion there. Okay, well, why didn't that money come to us if you didn't have it? Where'd you get it from? Out of reserve. Well, reserve should be reserved for us, okay? We're here. We're the ones who count. And I'm not saying those people in different countries and stuff, foreign countries don't count. They do. Now, if we're buying our oil from them and stuff like that, I can understand you giving them, hey, we don't have no $35 million, $1 billion, whatever. We got this. Take that and be grateful and leave it at that, because number one, we didn't start that war. How about that? So, and I'm not, I want and wish the best for everybody. I never want a war anywhere, because a lot of people have been devastated and hurt and killed behind this. It's sad. I really wish the wars would just pass and these people send somebody in and knock that man out. How about that? You can do it. So it's a way to do everything. I don't condone violence or killing or anything like that, but sometimes with these officials acting a fool, you got to do something. You got to do something. You don't have to kill him. You don't have to kill anyone. But there's a way to getting them out. There's always a way. So everybody has skeletons in their closet. Bring up the skeletons. Shoot, I have some in mine. Believe it or not. Even though I wear the halo now, but that's back in the day. We ain't going to talk about that. How about that? So I just wanted to say, get out and vote. And like I was saying the other day, help your neighbor. Help your neighbor. Do something to help your neighbor. I was coming in today after voting, and I saw my neighbor, and I've only seen him a few times out, not in the yard, but just period, coming in and out. And he's an older gentleman, so he was raking the yard and raking the leaves and stuff. I was like, oh my God. If anybody is familiar with Mississippi, we have these huge pine trees, and they give out the longest, thinnest little needles, and they're horrible. So he had thousands and thousands and thousands in that front yard. I have some in mine. I'm not going to show you mine. It's a mess too. So I saw him out there struggling, and I went home, got my rake, and came home back and helped him, and introduced myself, and he told me his name and stuff. So after being out there for about 30-45 minutes, and I was like, oh, this raking is not going to get it. I got in my car and went home and got my blower. It came down, and I used that till it died out. So it was good, because it got the front of his house, and it got in his driveway, got all that, so, and his walkway, so much better. He kept sitting down. He was getting exhausted. I was like, Mr. Cook, you need to go in the house. He said, no, I'm okay. I said, just go get some water. No, I just want to help. I want to help. I said, Mr. Cook, go in the house and get some water and come back. I'll still be here. I'm not going to leave. I know he thought I was going to leave. If I leave, she's gone. Pew! But I wouldn't have did that. So he sat there, about the third time. He sat there after being out there maybe like an hour and a half or so of blowing. my blower died. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. And yes, I did say Jesus because he answered my prayers because I was exhausted. I was hot. And, I had just got that little minor procedure on my shoulder and he hurt me. He really hurt me. And it's still hurting. So I didn't use that arm particularly. So I'm right-handed anyway. So I was holding the blower with the right hand and it's cordless. So I was able to do that. I'm glad I didn't take my electrical out there. I would still be out there, and I was not in the mood because I was getting hungry, and my stomach was growling, and shoot, honey, I just wanted to come in here and knock out some of these dishes these boys didn't wash last night. And they know better than that, but they got me. They knew I wasn't feeling the greatest these past couple of days after that little procedure, and they knew I was hurting. So they took advantage of me. So I didn't get a chance to do that, but I came in here and I did make me some breakfast, some grits, eggs, and a toast, one toast. I'm not big on bread, just one toast. And like I said, they got me from a strawberry jelly a while back, so I haven't bought any more, so I had to do the grape, which is grape is fine. And it's the Concord grape. I do like that. Remind me of that old grape Concord that they used to serve in communion. The body of Christ, all that. So that brought back a good memory. So I did that. And then my drink of choice today, which I don't really drink sodas because they're not good for my skin or my stomach. I did half a Coke and half orange juice. And I'm going to finish the orange juice out, topping it off all together. And it gave the Coke a taste for me because I'm not, like I said, I don't really care for sodas. And I did have a Sprite, so I thought to do the Sprite. But I said, no, let me just do the Coke and see how that tastes. And it's okay. It's okay. But I should have just did the orange juice. But it's okay. It's done. It's done. It's going to go down somewhere. Well, so that's it. I just wanted to say, get out there and vote and help your neighbors. Talking to Mr. Cook, he sat down and he said, he just automatically said, because I was thinking in my head, well, I wonder how old this man is. I knew he had to be in his 80s. And he sat down. We started talking. I asked him, did he have children? And he said he had one daughter who is retired, and she's worked in the medical field or something for like 27 years. And so she was in the house. I was like, why the hell ain't out here helping you? So, he said he's married. They've been married since 65. I was like, wow, I couldn't even last 4 years. So, and she was in the house. I'm sure she wasn't feeling too well. Plus, I owed him. He had a scooter. He had a scooter in front of his house selling it for $500, and I knew my mom needed one. And those scooters can be quite pricey. So I looked at it. I was like, $500? No, I'm not going to do that. So, a couple of days went by, or the next day, and I was sitting out in front of the trash because he was going to let it go since nobody wanted to buy it. And he took the sign off, and I just loaded that heifer up. And maybe that's why my shoulder's been hurting, because that heifer was heavy. And I put it in my trunk of my car. First, I felt like I was stealing. And then I had to stop and think, no, the sign was off, and it was right. When I said right by the trash, it was right there. And I'm the kind of person, if I see something good, I will get it, because people can throw away some good stuff, and they can be refurbished. And I've offered things to family members, but they didn't want it. But that's fine. I store it up, and eventually I will use it. Trust me, I will use it eventually. So I did that and been working on the scooter. The scooter just actually needs a new battery. That's all. So I'm order the battery. And as soon as it comes, I'm going to take it over to my mom and give it to her, because she really needs it. When she goes out with my sister, she's holding on to these baskets. And I'm afraid the basket's going to run away from her. And, she's going to be man down situation. We don't want that with mom. She's 80 with her own medical problems. And I want her to be here as long as she can be here. So that's what I'm going to do. But life is what it is. Get out and help your neighbors if you see him. Trust me, I shouldn't have been out there. He told me he was 85. I'm 6. And I was like, and then I just had my procedure, and it was really still hurting. So, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't use that shoulder, so I just went ahead. But I helped him, and we got it halfway done. And I told him, I said, well, I have 2 boys, and when they get out of school, I'm going to send them down here. And believe me, you don't have to give them a thing. They're just going to help you finish this up that, what we can't complete. Because, like I said, we were both exhausted. So he sat there. He said, okay. I'll do that. So you don't have to give them anything. Just, go ahead and just going back in the house. And he sat there. And I was like, Mr. Cook, go in the house because I already see you're going to go and come back and you're going to wait till I leave. She gone and start back working again. I said, Mr. Cook, walk away. I'm kind of bossy like that. He said, okay. He got up and he walked away. So he went in the house. And that was the main thing because, you don't want an elderly person out there doing things like that. If you can see them, if you can help them. I don't like doing stuff like that myself. But, I will help and help people who really need help. So that's just something I want to stop and say, please go out and vote. I don't care what you think about your voting not count, your vote not count. Please just get up and do it. Get up and do it. Go vote. I voted. And I'm happy about it. And we have these officials and oh my God, I voted for most of them that were elected into office. They're not doing any good. They're fighting each other, cursing each other out, writing letters to one another, and they're not reading the letters, sending it back to address the sender. I'm like, what kind of bull hockey is this? If y'all don't want to be working together as a team, get your booty out. Get it out, the governor and the mayor. How crazy is that? And of course, the governor is a big Trump supporter. We had some dollars come through to help the people out during unemployment. And he sent it back. He told them, no, we don't need free money that didn't have to be repaid back. He said, no, our people work here. They need to go back to work. And people were still struggling to pay their rent, their mortgage and stuff like that. And he was like, that was at the end of COVID. Really seriously bad when people were really struggling. And how about that? Let's go. Get him out. He don't want to be here. He got some kind of company coming in. It's not coming into Jackson. It's hours away outside of Jackson. They just don't want Jackson to prosper. They don't want it to prosper. They want it to go down. They want everybody to run out of Jackson. They want to get all of us out of South Jackson. And then they want to come back and they're going to rehab the entire city. I've seen this happen many, many times before. I mean, they do that, will run you out, and then they come on back. I was in Victorville when I was in LA. I moved to Victorville shortly before I moved back here for 2 years and rented a house out there. And when I came back, by the time I came back, they were back in the neighborhood because all of a sudden they did not want to drive from where those beautiful homes were. That's why I got to rent my house so cheap. They wanted to come back to the city. And they came back. Oh, yes. Where I used to live, that little 2-bedroom house I used to rent, that had $800,000 now. Because it's close to the Forum. Well, not to the Forum. To the new stadium over there in LA, in Inglewood. So, oh my God. I tell you. But, hey, let's clean up Jackson. Where are we going? I'm lucky to be in a neighborhood that's see what nice, but everything goes down. I mean, that's just how life is. Let's get Jackson together. Get this crime together. I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. I mean, hey, there are a lot of people out there who look like me, and there are people who are Caucasian. They're what Indians. They're all kind of nationality, races and stuff like that. They're all out there, Chinese, you name them, and they're all in the same range as I am. Lower class to nothing. We're definitely not that middle class because shoot, come on now. The money we have don't even consider to be middle class, not at all. So we're in the poverty, lower to poverty, pretty much. We're like here, poverty, here, we're here. We're hovering over poverty. So let's get it together. Get these officials out who don't want to be here. Get somebody in there who want to help us. Let's, like I said, turn Jackson into the next Atlanta. Why not? Some of that money, bring it here. Look, Oprah came down here and did that reality show, and it made a difference. Come on, Tyler, get your studio down here. We got plenty of land. You have a beautiful one up there, and sure, come down here and get some of this land. Let's do it. In Jackson, not Madison, not Clinton, right here in Jackson. So we're right here in the middle. Clinton here, Madison there, and we are the capital of Mississippi, and we're screwed. So let's get these people out of office who are screwing us. Let's go out and vote. Please go out and vote. I love you all. I really do. And I just want to get on here. My opinion don't count. Maybe to my 5 people. If 5, go out there and vote, you 5 people. Go out and vote. Peace, love, and blessings. Lunchtime with Lena has been your public service announcement. And it has been sponsored by me. I'm not going to even try to show you this outfit. I am hot. This is just one of my long blouses again. And just a pair of leggings. Just a simple leggings. Nothing much. Just leggings. Okay? And a cute turban. Bye-bye, y'all. Peace.